beautiful, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be basically, I'm going to be spilling the tea about how I travel so affordably. So I'm going to be telling y'all all my tips and tricks. Don't tell nobody because I'm telling y'all because y'all my friends. Don't tell nobody else, okay? So I'm going to break this video down into parts because I do have a lot of stuff to cover. First we're going to talk about flights, then we're going to talk about hotels, rental cars, and then activities and excursions and how to do that for affordable as well. So let's go on and get started. Okay, grab your pen, grab your paper, and grab you some water. Okay, first thing we're going to talk about is flights. If you see me looking down, I have a whole bunch of notes down here to make sure I stay on track because like I said, there's a lot of stuff. So we're first going to talk about flights. If I feel the need to like go somewhere, or even if I don't know where I want to go but I know I want to go somewhere, the first place I'll always check is Google Flights. This is before I check the hotel, this is before I check things to do. I'll always check Google Flights. So Google Flights is good for giving you a basic rundown about how much it'll take to get to your destination and when the best time to go is, what the prices you're looking at. It kind of just gives you a gauge of what you're looking to spend on a flight. So with Google Flights, it has a database of like all of the airlines like Spirit, Delta, American, Southwest, all of this in one place. So you get to look at all of the flights from the lowest price to highest price, and it's all in one place. One thing I really like about Google Flights is they have like an explore option, so you can go in and you can be like, okay, I'm leaving from this airport, and you don't have to pick a destination. You can just be like, this is where I'm leaving from and I want to go in the month of August for 2 weeks. They'll give you like a wide range of times to go and when the best time is to go and the most affordable time to go. That's really what I like about Google Flights, and that's why it's always the first place that I go to, just so I can gauge exactly how much I'm looking to spend for a flight to wherever I want to go. Or if I don't know where I want to go, you could just be like, I'm leaving from Charlotte, and then they'll press search. It'll give you Denver, Colorado, LA, DC. Like, it's a whole list of places to go to. So yeah, if you need like a rough estimate about how much you are looking to spend for a flight to wherever you want to go, I would recommend to check Google Flights first. Another place that's good for low cost flights is Skyscanner. Skyscanner has all of the airlines as well, unless you know that, like, if you're one of those people where you're like, okay, I have to fly Delta, then I will go on the Delta website. But I normally don't ever book straight on the actual airline website, just because I find better deals, and other websites give me a little bit more leeway to be a little bit more flexible as far as my dates and everything goes. So Google Flights, Skyscanner. Another thing that I really like to do is use the Hopper app. Now the Hopper app has become like one of my favorite like travel app things. So you can use Hopper for flights, cars, and hotels. I think those are the only things that I've seen on them. But what makes Hopper unique is you could look up a flight or whatever. You can say, okay, I want to travel to Texas in 6 months. So you say, okay, Columbia to Texas, and you put your dates and everything, and what you can do is have them watch the flight for you, and they'll let you know exactly when they predict will be the best time to buy the flight and when it'll be the lowest price. So you could go look at the flight and it'll be like, wait about 2 months to buy your tickets because this is when prices will be the lowest. And so you can watch, like, there's an option to watch the flight, and they'll send you notifications when it gets closer to the time so that you can buy the flight when it's the lowest. So I really like Hopper, and it's not just like that for flights, it's like that for hotels as well. I've never used that function for a rental car. I have rented a car through Hopper, and the process was super easy. But as far as watching the rental prices, I think rental prices kind of stay, consistent throughout whatever is going on. I never really see rental prices fluctuate. But I really like Hopper, and I'm a sucker for anything that like gives you points back from you purchasing them, because all of these sites, and I'm telling y'all right now, I've used all of them, and it really helps for you to earn from you spending, you know what I'm saying? So the Hopper app does have this thing called Carrot Cash that goes towards a flight, a hotel, or whatever. So the more you buy, the more you get back, essentially. Another good thing about a Hopper that I really like is they offer this function called price freeze. So if you see a hotel or a flight that you like, oh, I can't get this price anywhere else, I really want to like secure this price, they charge a small fee. I think last time I saw it, the fee was $14 to freeze that price where it is. So when you are ready to come back and buy the flight ticket, it's the same price that you originally saw it for when you looked it up the first time. But I think with that functionality, you can only save that price for like 2 weeks maybe. I don't think it's something that you could save for like extended periods of time. I think that's something that's only available for a couple weeks. Now, enough about flights. Let's talk about vacation bundles. Now, I love a good bundle. Like if I can get my hotel and flight all in one click, it kind of works for somebody like me who, when it comes to trips, I like to plan everything out to the exact detail. But if it's all in one place, it just makes it easier for me to look back and double check and triple check. So I love a good vacation bundle. For vacation bundles, I recommend Expedia. We're actually supposed to be going to Tulum like in 3 days. So I did book that through Expedia. Expedia is a really good one. They do flights, they do hotels, they do rental cars, they do airport transportation, and they also do activities. So this is kind of like an all-in-one. Expedia is one of like the bigger ones that's more well known. Expedia though, you're paying for convenience of having all of that in one place. Really easy to rack up points on Expedia. It's 2 points for every dollar that you spend, and they also have this thing called VIP hotels or something, and your dollar is worth double the points when you book with the VIP hotel, and you also get like VIP service like Expedia support, you know what I'm saying? So like that is a big plus to booking like a hotel or something through Expedia. And it's not like one of those things like if you have with hotels you have to have a certain amount of points to be able to redeem them. With Expedia, you can have a set amount of points, and whatever that dollar amount equals to, you can automatically spend it on the next thing that you want to buy for it. So for example, let's say I have 40 points and that's worth $2. I don't have to reach a certain amount of points. I don't have to reach 100 points to get the money off. Like I can get the $2 off right now with my 40 points. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm not explaining it well, but y'all, I just love having points. Like with hotels, with Delta, Sky Miles, like I just love having points. If you do book through Google Flights, Skyscanner, whatever, make sure, if it's an airline, make sure you have a membership with that airline. Let's say you book a Delta flight on Google Flights, but you can go back later, search your flight up, and add your Sky Miles membership so that you can get miles. Every point counts, every mile counts, all of that matters. So make sure you're members with these airlines, y'all. Make sure you're members every step of the way, because they always have perks and incentives for you to spend more money with them, okay? And if you're gonna spend your money, you might as well get something back on it, you know what I'm saying? Another website that's good with like packages and those type things is a site called Cheap Caribbean. The only thing about Cheap Caribbean is they only service a certain amount of destinations. So basically any tropical destination really that you could think of, Cheap Caribbean has packages for. So your Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Mexico, places of that nature. I would say another con to any package type website is the fact that you may be able to get one part of it refunded and you may not be able to get the other part of it refunded, or just like the cancellation might be different since you're dealing with different like carriers and stuff like that. So for example, for this Mexico trip, we were having issues as far as not being able to go because passport agencies are backed up and we thought we might not be able to go. So we were looking to cancel it or either change our flights, and we had an option to change our flights and get that $900 credit back to go towards another flight. But as far as the hotel, we were just going to lose out. So yeah, like I said, my camera cut off, so I don't exactly remember where I stopped at. I'm not going to tell you not to use smaller airlines, but there are some benefits that come with using bigger airlines, and one of those benefits is they usually are able to refund you your money back, or they're able to get you a flight credit. I've had a situation with Delta. If y'all like really try really hard to get y'all money back with Delta, even if the flight says non-refundable, they will try to accommodate you. just make sure you call their customer service. They weren't able to give me my money back per se, but they gave me a flight credit, which was good enough for me, and I was able to just take my credit and go somewhere else. Just try. Like, don't be scared to reach out to these companies. Like, that's why they have customer service lines, you know, and they're willing to work with you. So that's why I say to kind of work with bigger airlines, bigger companies in general. Now, my favorite part, y'all, the hotels. Y'all, I could make a whole separate video about hotels. I used to work at a hotel, so I feel like there's a lot of things that I know that go on behind the scenes that can really help people. The number one tip that I have for y'all, and this has been my saving grace, this is really why I'm able to go on a trip every month and not really pay that much. Pick one particular hotel chain and stick with it. That is, pick one and stick with it. I'm not saying that this is something like you have to go to Marriott's or you have to go to this hotel, but I'm telling you, it's going to save you so much money in the long run. All of the hotel chains have rewards programs, so I'm just going to use myself as an example because I know how my preferred hotel group works. I am a IHG member. I think there's a couple tiers. There's Club, there's Gold, there's Platinum, and then there's Aspire. I am a Platinum member, or I'm a Platinum ambassador rather, so I do get like a lot of perks. Like whenever you check into a hotel, you get bonus points. They give you a little snack, they give you a little drink. Whenever I stay at an Intercontinental, because I'm an ambassador, I get like a $40 food credit. I get a guaranteed room upgrade no matter where I'm at. I get a 4 o'clock late checkout. I get an early check-in. Y'all, it's so worth it to stick with one particular hotel group and just book wherever you go because you can just rack up these points. So with IHG, you may not be familiar with the actual name IHG, but they are on the low end, they do Holiday Inns and Stay Bridges and Candlewoods, and on the high end you got your Kimpton, you got your Intercontinental, you got your Regent hotels. So it's my preferred hotel group just because it's the only one that I've ever used. I used to work at a Holiday Inn, so that's why I know so much about IHG. So that's how I started getting points, and we had incentives to sign people up, and whenever we signed people up we got bonus points. So I think when I left working there I had like 60,000-70,000. I had to have more than that because I think I actually bought a pair of AirPods because I had so many points. For hotel like points, the rooms can range from an average to 10,000 points to the most expensive I've seen 60,000 points, and I think that was at the Venetian in the Palazzo down in Las Vegas. I think those are the most expensive hotels I've seen as far as points go. With every stay, depending on what level member you are, you can get a couple hundred to like a couple thousand points with every stay. Now, with me, the way that I like kind of finessed it to get more points, I can't remember exactly what big purchase I was using. I think I was paying for school or something, but I had the money already to pay for it. But instead of just paying for it with a debit card or cash like I already had, I applied for their credit card, paid it. I think it might have been my tuition or like a MacBook or something, but it was something that I had the money for already, and I just swiped the card for it, paid the card off immediately, and I got the rewards. So with a lot of these cards that are hooked up to like these hotel groups, specifically for IHG is Chase, like a Chase IHG card, they give you incentives. So they be like, spend $3,000, get 100,000 rewards points or something like that, and that's what I did, and I got my 100,000 rewards points. You have to be smart with credit cards in general. I do have a video up on my channel about building your credit and the benefits of credit cards if you want to check it out, either here or here. But yeah, you have to be smart. Now, don't go apply for a credit card and run it up to $10,000 and then just don't pay it. Like, that's stupid. That defeats the purpose, just to get some hotel points. You have to be able to know how to finesse the system and use them responsibly. Dang, why can't I talk? You have to be able to finesse the system and use them responsibly. So we can't talk about accommodations without talking about good old Airbnb, child. I love a good Airbnb. Personally, it really just depends on what kind of vibe I'm going for. If I want to stay in an Airbnb or a hotel, like if I'm just going somewhere to relax, then I'll probably stay in a hotel because they have like perks and stuff. Like if I want to like have like a relaxing vacation like at a spa or something, I'm probably gonna stay at a hotel. Because personally, I just like hotels. Like hotels are fun to me. Like I feel like bougie, you know what I'm saying? Whenever I'm in a hotel. But Airbnbs are also a good option. With Airbnbs, I would personally use Airbnbs if you have a good, like a big group, because 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be cheaper to stay in an Airbnb obviously than like a hotel, because you can stay in a house with 8 rooms as opposed to everybody getting 8 separate rooms. So sometimes Airbnbs do work out better. If I'm like going to go stay like in the mountains or something, I'm going to go get an Airbnb, like a cabin or something like that. So just like those unique situations where an Airbnb would probably be better, I would probably get an Airbnb. Now if I'm somewhere like in Bora Bora or somewhere in Mexico, I might get a hotel just because there's so many hotels. But if I'm in Mexico and I want to live like the locals, then I'll probably get an Airbnb. So it's really just like on a case-by-case basis. You really have to just play it by ear. Personally, every time I've tried or used Airbnb, it's always been great. If you want like a unique experience, Airbnb always has like very unique places to stay. You can stay in a tiny house, you can go glamping like we did in this video that I'll link up above. We stayed in the yurt. Speaking of that trip, it's so important to be a good like Airbnb guest, because if you're nice and the hosts like you and they leave you a good review, it allows you to see more Airbnb properties, and people will be more willing to rent their house to you. You know what I'm saying? And also, being nice to the hosts. We were super nice, and we like chat and talked, and we made a connection with one host when we stayed in our yurt. And he actually was like, whenever y'all want to come back, just let me know and I'll give y'all a discount. So just, I mean, it don't cost nothing to be nice to folks. Like, just be nice. Now, staying on the topic with Airbnbs, we're going to move on to like excursions and different experiences that you could, like different places for you to book, those type things. The Airbnb experience like section or tab of their app gives you so many options that you would never find anywhere else. Like Airbnb experiences, you could have cooking classes in Spain, or you can go horseback riding on the beach of Bora Bora. Like, they have such unique experiences on Airbnb. So when you do go on their app, don't just search up houses, also look up experiences, because they had voodoo like palm readings in New Orleans, and they're usually not that expensive because the people that book the experience tabs are just regular people. Like, just how regular people rent their house, regular people will rent an experience on Airbnb. Also, if you're going somewhere that's really Instagram worthy and you want pictures taken of yourself but you don't want to take the pictures, or you're on a solo trip and you want somebody to take your pictures for you, Airbnb is really good for that. Like, you can pay somebody to walk around with you and just take pictures everywhere, like a photograph tour type thing. I've seen that in almost every city or country that I've looked up on Airbnb. There's always somebody willing to follow you around and take your pictures in Instagram worthy places. So if you're looking for that kind of thing, definitely go to Airbnb. As far as other places to book excursions, the other sites I will go to is Expedia, like I already said, and I don't know how to pronounce it, Viator, Viator. I go here for tours and like excursions and stuff. I think that's all that website is for. They're another website where you can accumulate points for money off. I've done a paddle boat. I've done a dinner cruise in New Orleans through them. We were going to do zip lining in Mexico, but that ended up not working out. But they just have a variety of things, and everything that there is to do. Whew, you scared me. Another good site for tours and excursions for a low price is Groupon. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory. Groupon is more if you want like a low-cost option for the things that you're looking to do. So you can
distracting you with my ravishing good looks.
No, you distracted me because you're staring at me.
Yeah.
I typically, if I don't see anything on Expedia, or if like the prices are too high on Expedia, I'll check Hertz, because Hertz has a deal with IHG, their partner. So if I use Hertz, I get like 10 or 20% off, and I'll also get IHG reward points on top of that. And I'm sure a lot of hotel groups do the same thing, or like a lot of airlines do the same thing. So double check and make sure that they may be partners and you may be able to get a deal. Another website that I really like to use, or app that I like to use, is Turo, T-U-R-O. So it's essentially Airbnb but with people's cars. So people will have their cars and they let you rent their cars. Basically, a lot of them have like mile limits, so you can't go over a certain amount of miles, but 10 times out of 10 Turo is going to be less expensive than your average like Hertz or Enterprise. Also, if you really want to go on a budget, like if you really want to go on a budget and you take on a road trip or something and you don't mind looking crazy, you could always go on Enterprise and Hertz and rent out like a utility van, like one of those like kidnapper vans for like $25 a day, y'all. Like if you don't care about looking crazy and pulling up in a van, that's such a low cost option. You can have the van for a week for like $150 as opposed to what, $500 for a regular car. So I was actually thinking about doing that for a road trip, but Darren was like, no, we're just gonna take my car. So if you really want to do it on a budget, y'all, get a utility van, okay? I have nothing against it. I do not care. I will roll up to valet the car in front of the Intercontinental and it be a utility van. I'm not ashamed, okay? The last thing I want to talk to y'all about are like the super top secret discount sites that I really shouldn't be telling y'all about. But like I said, y'all my friends, so I'll tell y'all, okay? And the two sites that I use if I don't know where I want to go but I want to look at travel deals is TravelZoo and TravelPirates. With these two websites, you basically have people that like scour the internet for like travel deals and good prices and good packages, and they basically combine all of this stuff together and they put it on the site. So if you look it up right now, they'll probably have like a trip to Waikiki for two for $5.99 each or something like that. I was looking the other day and it was like a trip to Iceland, $5.99 each for flights out of Charlotte and like a place to stay. And I was just like, ugh. They come out with new deals like every week, so definitely just keep checking that site. Like if you just are itching to go on a vacation, you just don't know where to go, I'm always on those sites. I check those sites at least once a week just to see like what's going on. Because I mean, you never know. And I'm really a spur of the moment person. Like if I feel like going somewhere, then I'll go somewhere. With rental cars and hotels also, if you're a AAA member, then you usually get discounts. It's not much, but any amount counts. With certain banks and certain insurance, like with Navy Federal, if you have Navy Federal insurance, they give you discounts off of rental cars also. So y'all, there's so much money to be saved if y'all just dig for it. Y'all have to be able to put the work in and play around with it and just want to, like, you have to put forth the effort to save money. You can't just book a flight and be like, yeah, y'all, let's go. Like, you have to search the internet for these deals. You have to put in the work if you really want to be able to travel on a budget but have like a nice experience. So yeah, I think that's it. If I'm forgetting anything, I'll definitely leave them in the description box below, or I'll put a comment down below and I'll put in the comment. But other than that, that's pretty much it. If y'all have any other tips, leave them down in the comment section below. Other than that, I'm wishing lots of love, light, peace, and positivity, and I hope you make today great. Bye.